What it do? My name is Butta the Preacher, and this is 21 Questions.
All right, what is your real name?
Michael Joseph Watson.
And how old are you?
34 years old.
Where you from?
Gary, Indiana, GI.
Where about it? Like it's
On the west side of town, 5th Avenue. Born and raised.
Oh, you from 5th?
5th block. Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, so this is perfect, right? Okay, so the past couple episodes, I'm from the east side.
Okay.
And, you know, I be having these conversations with my moms and all of them. You know, I'm from an older family.
Yeah.
And we argue about what jurisdiction is what jurisdiction. Not necessarily hoods, but what is what. So like for me, I would say, okay, I'm from 22nd in Pennsylvania,
Okay.
right? So I'm 22nd. Then once you cross the tracks, you know, that's the color door.
Right.
Then you got, you know, Ironwood, Gutterville, 21st, you know, all of that, right? But my mama say, once you cross the tracks, that's Ironwood. The color door is all the way down to Martin Luther King. To her, that is the Ironwood part of Midtown. So I'm saying, I've been trying to figure out what is bottom side, what is the Bronx. I just found out this is a spot called Burr. That's between Concord and the Bronx.
Oh yeah.
Never knew that.
What?
So can you explain to me, because I'm from the east side again, so on 5th Avenue on the east side is the Valley.
Right.
So explain to me what avenue to what avenue is 5th Avenue?
So
what street rather?
What street? So I was born on 5th and Taft. So it's a song. I know everybody heard the Thugged Out Mun Jeff. And then a song. This when I was a kid. He said it's only 1/5 block. He said that's from 5th and Bridge and 5th and Fillmore. So that's what they labeled at that time. I don't know if that was a subliminal, that was a shot of territorial things that was going on at the time. But from my recollection of what I know, 5th Avenue was considered from 5th and Bridge.
5th and Bridge.
I'll say to 5th and Jackson. I think as I got older, we grew like as friends. We had people that moved on to 5th and Jackson and 5th and Fillmore, such and such. But I'm gonna stick to 5th and Bridge to 5th and Jackson is considered 5th block. But we can condense it down on 5th and Fillmore due to the majority of the people that represents that avenue at that time was from 5th Avenue, from 5th and Bridge to 5th and Fillmore.
Okay, so Jackson, that's like
heading towards Broadway almost.
By Family Dollar.
Yep.
Okay. 5th and Bridge is right there by Ambridge.
Yep, right by Ambridge. And they call it the Ambridge Man area, like the Horseman area. But they call it the Ambridge Man area.
Okay.
They call it Dark Side.
Dark Side.
Yeah.
So from do it cross over to 4th Avenue, or is it just in one way?
It's just a one way.
So it's only considered that one way. Y'all don't cross over to that back.
Yeah, it can. So it cross over. So that 4th Avenue, you get a pass. Somebody say, I'm from 5th Avenue. You're a block away from the actual avenue. That's cool.
Okay.
But if you're talking about something, you're on 2nd Avenue, that's not 5th Avenue. That's 2nd Avenue. They called that Deuce block when I was little.
Okay.
Dark Side is more doing the Ambridge area. So you got 5th and Bridge over there, and what's the other street after Bridge? You got 5th and Bridge, and then you got Taney, I believe. That's over there too. So all that area right there in Rutledge, that's more of a Dark Side area. Okay. Taft all the way up, or Bridge, you can say all the way up to, that's more of a 5th Avenue area. So you got 4th Avenue, you can say, all right, I'm from 5th Avenue. 2nd, that's like 2nd. That was it. So yeah, it wasn't all that. 6th Avenue too. You live on 6th and Taft, 6th and Fillmore, 6th and Roosevelt, 5th Avenue area. Because Horseman right here in the center, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, see, you just taught me something.
Yeah.
You learned me something. What schools did you attend?
I went to Vaux Elementary School. I went to Tolliston Middle School. I went to Horseman my freshman year. They closed my freshman year. Then I went to work. And then I went to Westside.
What year did you graduate?
2007.
2007. So you went to work when it was a wild time.
Yeah.
You went there doing the BBA versus the Don era, huh?
BBA versus the Don. What was the name of it? It was like a group.
BBAs was at work and the Dons was at Westside, right?
Oh yeah. Y'all, yeah, that was the area. Little Dons, like the girls.
Yeah.
That was my little homies, little person.
Yeah, they in the documentary. I was a shorty and I used to hear about them banging the rough house.
Man, I wrote a lot. Man, I helped them write a lot of their songs when they was little.
For real? Wow.
Their mama was my manager. It's crazy. They stayed a block away from me.
That's insane.
They from 5th Avenue.
You need to look me up with them so we can tell their story.
Yeah, they do get a documentary. That'd be dope.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
the Dons, they was real popular before social media.
It was always BBA versus the Dons.
Wow, I remember that.
And they used to have the airbrush jackets. They used to
always
move like a unit.
they was deep.
Like, damn, they hard. Like, you know, that was something to listen to back in the day.
They was deep, man.
What was your first favorite song that you can remember?
My first favorite rap song, I'll say, yeah, I'm kind of ashamed. Yeah, I'm kind of ashamed. It was, I don't even know why it was this. It was sipping on gin and juice for some reason. That's crazy. It was a jingle to it.
Yeah, that's the jingle.
Yeah, and what else was one of my favorite songs? California by Tupac.
Okay.
California, oh man, California Love, man. That song was dope. Then I got to get into the Eminems and 50 Cents of the world, and yeah, but yeah, it was Tupac songs.
That's dope. That's dope. You know what's funny? My first favorite song is a forgotten song, and I feel like nobody's heard it. I know you know it, but people. It's a song that I feel like was wiped from the internet or wiped from everybody. It's Kurt Franklin. R. Kelly, Mary J. Blige. You know what I'm talking about?
Man, what song is that?
I am here.
What? Come on now. Yes, sir. See, listen. I wish I had a church song. That was my favorite.
My first favorite
I remember that song.
And Casey and JoJo.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah, but nobody else knows that song for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like it's wiped from everything.
And we just being real. I mean, I wish I had a church song. Like, that was my favorite at that time, but there was that.
How did you get, before I ask you this, okay, so it's kind of like a two-part interview, right? Because my first introductory to you was, of course, as Butta Gutter, right? And, of course, you've crossed over, you Butta the Preacher, so we gonna respect you, but we also want to dive into the backstory before you got to where you are today.
Okay.
Right? So, how did you get into rap, and what was your first inspiration as Butta Gutter?
Okay, my first inspiration was, like I say, it was Eminem and 50 Cent. I remember listening to their album and tracks, but this is kind of corny too. We asked me some questions that's kind of crazy. So I got to listening. My brother came in the crib one time playing a song. I'm like, who is that? It sound like a kid. He's like, man, this is Bow Wow. Who is Bow Wow? He said, Snoop Dogg nephew. So I'm listening to the song. I'm like, okay. And this like when it first started coming out. So it wasn't ringing bells in the school yet. It was like summertime when I heard it. I get to school, everybody talking about the rapper Bow Wow, be a kid. So my head, I'm thinking only grown folks are making songs. That's the only kid I seen making a song that was super big. We had Criss Cross coming up, but I was like 5, 6 years old. So at this time, I'm like 10, 11.
Grown man, rapping's a grown man thing.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, I can do this. Yeah, so my brothers got the freestyling. My older brother CP got the freestyling. Mutt and Jeff inspired me, listening to their songs and stuff coming up. And then I just picked up the pen one time. I wrote a song called Route 99. I'll never forget, like 10 years old. Wrote this song, Route 99, probably a couple bars, and I liked it. It sounded good. Then God just gave me a gift for freestyle, like out of nowhere. It's like I woke up one day and I was like good with words, synonyms, and all this stuff. It was like, it was flowing out of my head and it was making sense, like storytelling, without having to calculate the thought. It was just like, all right, yeah.
Okay. How did you get the rap name Butta Gutter?
So, Butta was my childhood nickname, so it wasn't no gutter at first. My name, Butta Gutter, I got Butta Gutter like, so as a baby, they was, said I was like round like a little butter ball. Okay. So they dropped the ball and said, we're gonna stick with Butta. That's how I got older. So I don't even remember the butter ball part because I was a baby. But when I older, like 5 or 6, I guess, we still call them Butta. But Butta Gutter came in when I like dived in the streets, you know what I'm saying, got in the street life. And then the gutter, that's the streets was to represent. So I lived in the gutter way and gutter mentality, just dark, man. I was in a dark space in my time. So people said that name, and I was like, all right, let's just stick with it, ready. Yeah. And I said, I do music right now too, so let's do it. Butta Gutter, that's cool. Okay. Yeah.
So you just mentioned that, but how do you remember making your first song, and talk to me about the process?
Yes.
First thing about wax.
Yeah, right. So the process is shout out to the Dons, they mama. Tasha Ford. She went to form a group called them Jiggy Boys. It was me, my boy Tommy, my boy Thomas, and my boy Billy. But at the time, it was Butta, Billy, and Tommy. She formed a group with us, and another group that was called Pimp Set. These was boys. Then you had the Dons, and then you had us. And then so we end up pretty much rapping to her, like an audition in her basement. Never forget, it was crazy. The seat looked like this in her basement that I see here. It was like a side against her wall. So we sitting there rapping, but I was like always the best one. Tommy that can vouch, Everybody that's watching this, y'all know this. They know I was the most versatile one. I got them into doing it. They wasn't rapping.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, we could form a group. I need everybody to rap. If y'all can't do it, I'll rap it for y'all, because y'all got the swag and charisma. So Tommy got like, I write my own stuff, write my own rhymes. So I'm like, all right, cool, then let's go. I just polish it up if I feel like it. So I got to rapping the Butta Gutter. I got to rapping as, as Butta at that time. At 16 years old, Natasha was like, I got to get you inside the studio. So she had booked me a studio section with Finger Roll back when Freddie Gibbs used to record on Broadway. It's like on, I think, 15th and Broadway. He had the studio in Love Blue Room. Man, I walked in that mug. She had paid for some studio time. My first time having headphones on, seeing the mixing board and all this stuff. I just fell in love since that day. And then went in there, one take, just knocked it out. So that was at 16. And that's what I've been doing, since then.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, again, you keep leading to the next question I'm going to ask, but you started rap, so how old was you? What year was it in 2016? I mean, what year was it when you was 16?
So it was 2006.
Okay. So, you started rapping in a completely different era than where we are today.
Absolutely.
So, talk about the transition of the music, because that's the era where y'all used to be in the village.
Man,
passing out CDs.
Yes.
So talk to me about walking in somewhere, seeing this $1,000, mixing board, and it costs actual real money to go into the studio to recording in this corner, and putting it up on Apple Music tonight.
Ain't that something? Man.
Talk to me about that.
Like that 9-day transition, man. I mean, I'm glad that it's the way that it is now, because it's so like you said, it's so at a click of a button. You saving so much time, so much money, but on the flip side, it do take away from a lot of creativity from a lot of people too, due to the fact that a lot of this stuff is engineered by, robotic ways of your voice is being altered and stuff. We got the auto tunes, the things that we use, and everybody don't know how to use that. So it take away from your own creativity, because you really don't know how your voice might be super dope, but the first song you ever made was a song that was on auto tune, so people used to hear you on auto tune.
Yeah.
So when they hear you on something else, it's like you ain't even feeling it, because your song that was popping was the first auto tune track.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a great thing that it is now, due to the 9-day click stuff and pace and all this. Back in the day, it was so much needle and thread and red tape you had to go through just to get a mixing down. So I can get a song mixed and mastered in a day now. But the thing about it is, they got to know how to use those components compared to like how back in the day is.
It's a lot of watered down.
It's like you said, it's a lot of watered down, and you lose your creativity because you rely so much on this machine. And if the machine ever fail you, then where your money? What's gonna happen to that voice? Where you gonna go?
Yeah.
If our wave gonna sound the same, if the Dirks or the Little Babies gonna sound the same, if that ever was to crash, like where you gonna go if that software just mess up? So I believe that it took away the authenticity now, but if you know how to use it, I feel like, man, it's to your advantage. Like we went crazy back then. If we had that starting off the way we started and then bringing that, man, we would have been pushing out songs. The Don's probably wouldn't even be who they is right now. They probably be somewhere on tour still. Yeah. Due to the fact they had so much access to the click of a button to get their music pushed out. Because when they ain't got the good music, they just can't get it to go nowhere. Back then, you could make that song go to China, Mexico today, and it'll be a jingle. So it's like, man, the people don't know. Back then, look at the game was totally different. You had to come in with your pen and pad, get that take right, because you get it wrong, he got to go back and try to fix it up and clean it up. Now we at the time, so you can just pause and punch in and punch back in, and so double take, triple take. We had to do all that. You can do one take now, and they can level your vocals out. So the advantage is just amazing, man. So that's a blessing, I believe.
Okay. What about the footwork part of it? Like I said, like the,
Oh man, the footwork part. I believe we took that for granted as well too. Like I said, we allow on the machine to have relationships with our audience. I still believe in the old-fashioned getting out there, tagging the cars, letting people see your face, letting people see the card in your hand, for they can really take your music serious. And you know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be a CD or nothing, but we got QR codes now. Man, scan this. You can buy this right here. Just scan it. So that principle should always still apply. You still got to hit the road, tag city to city, load up a bus, and go to Ohio, take over your region first, take over the Midwest, and then branch off. Don't just out the gate, let's hop to Atlanta and just make it happen. No, you got to take it over with the old school way. And I believe that we keep that same formula and implement it with this new way of method, with the click of a button method, man, it'll make your footwork even easier and effective because now they can just scan you without even having to put you in the car, go grab some money out the pocket. We got digital, Apple Pay, Cash App.
Yeah, tap right here.
Everything is faster now.
Yep.
And people don't mind blessing you when they see that you're serious and presentable and got your stuff together.
I think that's real important to say because I always, you know, a lot of people look at me out here about the hip hop scene. I'm very vocal about it. I made that list and went viral, all of that. But I tell everybody that same thing you just said, like, y'all just on the internet. Y'all not outside.
There we go.
You got to get outside.
Gotta get outside.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So, that being said, since you from a different era, but you still outside.
Yeah.
Top 10 Gary rappers of all time.
Ooh.
One
One of the preacher list. Top 10 of all time. Okay. Good.
There ain't gotta be no order if you.
Okay. Can I include myself?
Okay, who you put in there?
All right. Well, myself, of course. CP. Freddie Gibbs. He definitely one of the top. I say my boy Mud and Jeff. That's 5. And we just talking about strictly Gary artists, right? So I'm at 5 right now. So I gotta get my boy, his name Maurice Miller. A lot of people don't even probably know him as an artist, but man, this dude versatile. Maurice Miller 6, he crazy. Who else? No, I got like what, 4 more left?
No groups?
Groups?
No groups?
Gary groups. I mean, what groups is in Gary?
Grand Family.
Oh, right. But that's more, but it's like a lot. Because some of them like East Chicago and Hammond, a lot of them artists mixed up.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, so I can't really, oh yeah, definitely. So we got that, oh yeah, CCA. That's 8, they're a group, so we can label them.
Yep.
CCA, and we can do Grand Family.
Okay. We need one more, right?
Yeah, so I got the thugged out, CCA Grand Family.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't on your list, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Got the Freddie Gibbs. We got one more. This one more, this the person that's gotta be, this goes solidified. This the official top 10 of the era from then to now. So we got Butta the Preacher, we got Thugged Out, we got Grand Family, we got CCA, we got Freddie Gibbs, we got Mun Jeff. No, we already named them. We got my dude Maurice Miller. We got, who else we had?
You said CP.
Yep, CP. My boy Nettie. Shout out my boy Nettie. I'm gonna go rock with Nettie, man. His name Arthur. They call him Nettie.
CEO? Oh no, also.
Not CEO Nettie. It's another guy, Nettie. It's somebody. I'm telling you, I cannot leave this without saying this other person. It's somebody else. And I would be remiss not to say their name.
No Rick Jill.
And I think it's a female, but he's from Hammond though.
Oh,
you know?
Rick Jill from Hammond?
Yep.
I didn't know that. I thought
Yep. He's from East Hammond. Yep. From East Hammond. That's what he said in the song. He said from East Hammond. Oh, Tex and Nikki Scarfo.
Okay. Who is she?
No, that's who is she?
Oh.
Tex, no, it's a group. Tex and Nikki Scarfo. Man, if people look them up, man, they was like, these people that was like going crazy during that time, you know, and they still got bars. Like Tex, he cut her right now. His name Text Message on Facebook.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, by you being from that era, like, talk to me a little bit, because, you know, I was a shorty.
Hold on, I gotta take somebody off.
Oh, okay.
My boy D Brown.
D Brown, yeah, D Brown. Who you taking off?
I gotta take somebody off. I gotta be public with it, because, you know, these things all do be controversial. I gotta take somebody off. I don't know mind being controversial. It's all sport. It's unfortunate. Oh man. I'm gonna take my boy Nettie off.
All right.
Yeah, it's all right, Nettie. He's still a dog. He's still a dog. Yeah. So D Brown, man, number 10, my boy, man.
Yeah,
So.
D Brown one of them for sure.
But there's so many dope, amazing artists in Gary though. It's so many.
Yeah.
It's just my top 10. I mean, they the best top 10. That's just what personally I feel like.
10.
Yeah. So it's so many dope artists though. It's a whole bunch of them, which we all know. I ain't see myself in nobody top 10, and I be like, that's cool. I do Christian hip hop now, so everybody don't relate to my music.
But you did have I ain't gonna lie, you had a run.
Oh, amazing! Oh, one of the best.
Because,
Yeah.
again, that's what I was going to get to. That ain't the question, but it's kind of like a tangent I want to go off on real quick. Growing up, I used to hear like the stories and stuff like that about about like CCA and all that, like how they was finna make it, but then they got caught up.
Yep.
So speaking on, by you being like a teenager and young during that time, can you speak to me about like what it was like growing up in that culture of Gary rap, where it was actually like almost a light
It was.
on the city, like we was finna.
Yeah, so during that time, as you listen to these songs and the albums come out, they was highly anticipated. The same way we waiting on Future to drop or a diss from Kendrick Lamar to drop. If it was this going on and all that, you waiting on that stuff to drop. It's like, man, this like big news. This was no Facebook, no Instagram, none of that. This all street talk. So just think about how supersized and maximized it would have been if we had that light. This the light that's on the city that the world is having on CCA and these other people. So every time they was ready to drop something, it's like you waiting to hear the radio announce they got a record deal. It's like anytime another summer go by without them being signed, you're like, man, what's happening? What's going on? Like, man, Thug Dot just dropped a mixtape. Man, it's about to be crazy. It come out, Mun Jeff stuff crazy. Grand Family drop a new album, it's crazy. Everybody bumping it, way to school, kids, teenagers, CCA stuff going crazy at the barbecues. You just wait on it to happen to say they got a deal, but Gary always has some calamity follow him. Shooting, robbery, police come in, raid people. I feel like the run-ins with the law stunted a lot of their growth. If it wasn't that stuff involved, it'd be a record label in Indiana, Gary, Indiana. I feel like it'd be a hub for the music that being pushed out of here. Because it was there. It just, I feel like law enforcement knew if these Negroes get some rap money and create more rappers out of this money, from last up to this day, it's gonna be a problem.
Atlanta.
It's gonna be a pipeline of music. It's flowing out of here.
Then Atlanta, for sure.
And it's systematically like, let's shut it down. And the government know, man, that it's talent here. The world know that it's talent here. And people about to sow in this place. And we about to be more than 53 blocks, man. We about to be worldwide.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
And they're gonna make people want to come here, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna make them want to show up. Yeah.
What's your biggest song from your catalog and your favorite song from your catalog? Butter Gutter and Butter Preacher.
Okay. My biggest song is it's from Butta Gutter days. My biggest one is a song Night Night with me and my brother, I'll say. Crazy song. But you know, that was the biggest track. It gained a lot of traction in magazine press. That's from back when Hype magazine was doing their stuff. And then you know, from the Bo Deals of the world, all them guys coming out to the my mixtape release parties. Some people were just coming out just to hear that song be performed. Like literally, like I don't care about nothing else. Y'all gotta perform Night Night. DJ K Caesar and all this back when they were just starting out, they was running those tapes and stuff like that. But for the most part, as Butta the Preacher, I feel like my biggest song so far, oh man, my biggest song so far probably is, and I gotta speak numbers wise. If we speaking numbers wise, my song called Heroes. It's a song that gained a lot of traction with streams, and This Is My Story. Those two songs. My favorite song out of the songs I made so far is probably the song entitled Proud of Me. I just released it. So yeah, so those two right now probably my best. We got Heroes and Proud of Me, probably it's going to be my biggest song.
Of course, we just talked about you, you know, being Butta Gutter. And I've been following, like I said, I've been following you for a while. So I've seen your transition a little bit, just a little bit from afar. So can you kind of take me through, I know you had gotten into an accident. So can you kind of take me through your process of like when your life changed and how it changed? Can you tell me?
Yep. The process started, man, I believe at 21 is when I really started trying to develop pretty much like what my future would look like for my life after a situation took place when I was shot 9 times and left for dead. See my best friend get killed right in front of my face. And during that time, when I experienced that traumatic event in the hospital, God visited me, man, just as I sat in my bed, you know, so I opened my Bible, I get to reading. Holy Spirit, man, just visit me, speak to me about pretty much the calling I got on my life. And that was to preach the gospel. So during this time, you talking to a young man fresh off the streets, in and out of jail, going to and from, doing all kind of weird junk. And as I'm sitting there, I mean, I'm sober-minded now, I'm clean, drugs out my system. I'm just like, I know something is speaking to me other than me having a subconscious mind about something else. And I just felt the presence, you know what I'm saying, of peace as I sat there and I read the Bible. And I really never sat there and read the Bible, I believe, in my life, like on an intimate level like that. Back then, I read it just to be curious, you know, out of formality. Live with my grandma, she's a preacher's wife. And so this time, it's like me building my own personal relationship with God. Again, do nobody else, ain't nobody watching this in private. And God gave me a calling to preach. But I kind of ignored it and distorted that voice because I'm like, ain't no way he called me. Out of anybody in the world, I don't see me, because I didn't even see me actually really change. I feel like I'm in pain right now, and I feel like I'm gonna be redundant if I heal up and get stronger. I just feel like that. But I do want to change. I got some good in me to say change, but I know how I feel right now, the vengeance in me and this feeling I have, I feel like I'm a really backslide. So as I sat there, I'm like, Lord, help me fight this battle that I'm fighting right now mentally, if this is what you want me to do. And God, he told me one time what I was called to do. He didn't go back and negotiate nothing. And like, I'm leaving what it is. I'm going to tell you when to preach. That's only 2 times in life. That's in season and out of season. And I left it alone. So I got to the hospital. I ain't tell nobody this, that I got a calling on my life, because I ain't even believe it. I'm like, man, I don't know. So I'm healed up. I'm back in the club. I'm back partying, back ladies, back carrying the AK-47s and rifles, back in shootouts, all kind of stuff going on. It's like, boy, you ain't learned your lesson yet? So now I'm back in the hood, back on Fifth, back doing what I'm doing. It's 4 years after I get shot. I'm sitting on the stage as I perform night. And I'm like, man, something came over me then. Some said, pray for this crowd that's inside this club. I remember grabbing the mic and I said a prayer in the club. And it was a prayer like, just say, hey, I want everybody to go home safe tonight. I pray God cover y'all, keep y'all. But it was like, they was like, what you on? I think I'm playing or being drunk. But I feel like I'm for real. Like, I ain't even want to do this stuff no more. I really want to just not even come back to the link bar, none of this. I'm done. Went to Hustling Joe's that week, me and my brother CP, and my other dude, God rest his soul. Something happened. We walk outside. The guy, KC's in there playing the music. We going to walk to the car out of nowhere. Hell of bullets. Shooting up Hustling Joe. All the bullets past me. Hit the wall. Hit the wall next to me. Me and my brother ran into the club. Opened my jacket. Make sure I wasn't shot. It's like, now I'm like, all right, now I'm about to be okay. Now y'all playing. And my thing about at this time, I'm thinking about I'm about to change my life. Now enemy trying to take it. Again, now he trying to bring forth, you know what I'm saying, warfare. We was in love with warfare. It was like a game of tag. Like, let's do who can do what first. Mm-hmm. So we always just hurt young men. Like, we ain't care. So it's like, let's just see what happened. And what happened to happen. But these guys, they tried to do a plan to sneak attack. I don't think it was not personally with me. It was a person who was with. And so nobody got harmed, man. And Bob and praying that God would cover us and keep us, you know. And I made it home. I said, I'm done, for real. I'm done. I don't even want to know who he tried to do. And back then, we would have been up all night figuring out who did what. I don't even know who tried to do it. I said, Lord, I thank you for sending whoever you sent just to wake me back up again and protecting me. And then I said, I got to announce my calling to preach. I called Pastor Boone. You know Pastor Boone? Mm-hmm. I said, bro, I feel like God called me to preach. I said, but I don't want to be no fake preacher. I don't want to be in the streets and preach at the same time. Because whichever one I'm going to do, I'm going to do it to the extreme. I know it. I ain't going to be halfway with it. I'm real enough in the streets. I'm going to be real in this field. And he like, well, you know what I'm saying? You talk to God and God will touch your heart. He'll show you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You'll know. And I went back, got to the word of God. And I see the kind of people that God used to preach. I'm looking at David was a killer. A adulteress, a murderer. I look at Saul, he was Paul, but first he was Saul. He was a persecutor of the church. He was using all these people, thieves and murderers, and I'm like, man, drunks, Noah. I'm like, I know for a fact if he used all them,
use me.
I said, he might want to use me, and so I remember a couple weeks passed. Now it's July 23rd now. This time I had dreads and braids. I don't know if you remember me back then. So I said, I prayed a prayer. And like I tell people on podcasts, I never forget. I said, Lord, whatever it is you want me to do, show me how to do it. Whatever it is you want me to be, show me how to be it. Whatever you want me to go, I said, show me and I will go. And that was a prayer really of me surrendering and letting tell God to just have his way in my life. That was July 23rd. I prayed that prayer. July 24th, I woke up the next day, take down my braids. I had put my hand in a ponytail. I'm about to go get it did. And I said, I also in my head, I said, I'm gonna talk to my pastor Brooks, and I'm gonna let him know I'm accepting my calling to preach. So all this in my mind, what I'm gonna do this week. I get in my car, I get a flat tire out of nowhere. I pull on side of the road, put some Fix-It Flat in it. Boom! I wake up, car was right here, I'm on Cross Street. Drunk driver hit me while I was changing the tire. I almost popped out the socket, head cracked over the skull. I don't even look like really what I've been through. I mean, people will look at this like, that's crazy.
No,
if you just check the facts, you'll see some stuff. But I got airlifted to Christ Advocate Hospital. I flatlined on a helicopter. They brought me back to life. I got to Christ Advocate. Doctors woke me up, asked me what today is, what my name is, where I was, just checking my cognitives to make sure that I ain't have brain damage. And the first thing I told the doctor was that I'm a preacher. I never preached a day in my life, but I know when God gave me that second wind, I said, I'm a preacher. He said, what's your name? I said, I am a preacher. Jaw was broke. And July 24th, 2014, I left the hospital. I've been doing exactly what I've been doing since that day. It wasn't even no gap of smoking again or drinking again. It was instant change that took place. I ain't had to wrestle with how I'm gonna get out the streets. I ain't care what nobody had to say on Facebook in the streets. One of my guys, I was called to preach. I knew for a fact, and God gave me that second life. So it was like I came back, same body, but a whole different kind of mentality, a whole different person. Yeah. The anger I had, the rage I had, it was like that accident knocked everything out of me. Knocked all the past out of me. I remember all those things, but I don't even feel the pain or the trauma.
Yeah. So again, take me to my next question where you say that you didn't care, but seeing that was a drastic lifestyle change.
Yeah, it's drastic.
Very drastic.
Very.
Was it hard?
Yeah. It was challenging myself.
Did you have to leave people behind? Did people say, man, forget you, man. You think you better than us.
Absolutely.
Now how was that? Like, man,
it was,
talk about that mental state that you was in trying to battle that.
Yeah, it's hurtful because you at a place that's unfamiliar. You don't even know where you at. Mm-hmm. God placed me here. I don't know what the true fullness of this assignment, but I accepted this calling. It's like you go into the war, you can expect it's gonna be some, but you don't know what's about to take place. I said, I'm just now in the camp and trying to figure it out. And y'all trying to identify me by my past. I said, that ain't who I am. Don't mean I don't love you no more. Don't mean I don't respect you as a woman or a man no more. Like I said, there's just some things you do just don't line up with my lifestyle, and that's okay. Right. Because I know if God did it for me, I know for a fact that God can also do it for you. Right. So I can't be around you and telling you that God is this, God is that, and trying to do things in a godly fashion, but behind the scenes, I'm sitting there trying to smoke with you, trying to drink with you. I said, what a change, what a transformation. You want somebody that's going to help you grow? Yeah. You want somebody that's going to help you, you know what I'm saying, be the man you want to call it to be? So I'm that person for you, you know what I'm saying? I love you regardless of who you are, because I was 10 times worse than what you think you're doing don't even faze me. I said, just don't even do it around me, bro. Like, hey, you mind if you step out and do this and do that as I handle this business? Because I respect your space, you respect my space, you know, and we do things in that nature. But I love everybody. But the change was so crazy because it's like it happened without having to go to a counseling session and stuff. So it was like a night and day. So it was like you got me one day seeing me chilling, next day I'm a whole nother person. But I got the same heart. Yeah, so it's like, I like, why would you want me, if you love me, why would you want me to stay like that?
Yeah.
Why would you want me to go back to jail?
Yeah.
Why would you want me to be back in shootouts and put myself in positions to lose my life? Why would you want me to drive drunk and be in a club? It's like, why would you want me to sell drugs?
You know, man, change is so scary because you change it don't just impact you.
That's right.
You change and impact everybody around you because now it's like when everybody happy. You always the negative one.
Right.
Like, you know, when everybody, all your friends going to work, you the only one sitting on the corner. Like, now you feel subconsciously, you feel it in your gut that you should change too.
Yeah, you got to.
You know what I'm saying? Like birds of a feather.
You're right. They flock together.
So, you know. So,
yeah, man, you got to be the one to come in and change the dynamics of the room. Yeah. And I'm cool with being an outcast or whatever like that. Because as long as I'm cool with who God called me to be, if God feel like you dope, just be grateful that God feel like you dope.
Tell you. Hey, that's the word.
You ain't for everybody.
If you could have dinner with one person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Woo, my granddaddy. For just wisdom, man. I was talking about him earlier. Just a well of wisdom. Like if it was a kind of a fundraiser we can have and give to heaven and say, Granddaddy, if we give you a day for eating dinner, I'm pretty sure that within 24 hours he had the money. That's how big it is. I put my house on the market just to make sure I got the funds to sit down and we eat dinner with him, because I feel like he's a man of wisdom and integrity that can really help me in so many ways and fashion. Anybody that's in your bloodline that got some kind of strata of just as greatness and you never had a chance to get the fullness of it, I mean, you'll do anything just to, you know what I'm saying, get that.
Get a little bit of taste of that.
Just a little bit, ain't it?
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Who would it be for you? I know it's your show. Who would it be for you?
Man, you know what? It would probably be my granny. Or I never met my granddad, but I hear a lot of people tell me that I'm just like him.
Wow.
My family is real old. So like for instance, you said you was what, 34?
34.
34? You wouldn't even be my first cousin.
Wow.
My first cousins are like 45,
What?
46, 47.
Oh man.
Like my uncles and aunties, like I don't know if you know, do you know King Steins?
Sound familiar.
The Who?
Yeah.
You know the Who stuff? Do you know Mike Brown? He passed away.
Yep.
Those are my first cousins.
What?
Yeah.
So you like the baby.
Yeah, so like my auntie Elsie Franklin, she had that park, Elsie Park. Like that's my mama's sister. She was like 85 when she died. That's my mama's sister.
Ain't your auntie 85 years old.
You hear me?
grandma.
My uncle, he was 75 when he passed. He used to have conversations
Come on,
with
man.
me, and he'd be like, "Yeah, you remember Daddy?" Ooh, and I'd be like, "Uncle JB, girl, you look so much like Daddy. Shit, I thought you was dead. I thought you was, you know." And then they talk to me about like my hustle and how, and the stories that I hear about him. They say he was a loan shark out here. I heard he got kidnapped out here, and the older people told the young niggas to take him back. Like he was one of them.
Wow.
Like, nah, y'all need to take him back.
How old was your granddad? How old would he be right now?
Well, he'd be old as hell. My granddaddy was born in 1918.
So he
was from Bastrop, Louisiana.
What is that? You for real?
I'm serious.
It's called what?
Bastrop, Louisiana.
She's so silly. Bastrop, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Boy, he came from the back of the house.
You know, so I'm like,
yeah, that's a blessing.
To be honest, I'm honestly, and this is why I love history too. I'm like at 24 years. I'm 29 years old, and it's 2024, and I'm only like 4 generations away from slavery.
Wow. Right, you is, man. You got a huge gap. Y'all take 75 and 80.
So, yes.
That's like my grandma no age. Like
Exactly. So I'm a little different.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little different.
You're well Western guy. Okay, it makes sense now.
Yeah, I'd rather be either my granny or my granddad. One of the two.
Okay.
If we could do a double whammy, a double date, I'll take that. What's the most expensive thing you ever purchased?
My house, but for sure, it's paid off too. Thank you, Jesus.
Funny story, man. You were cracking me up online, man. The raccoons been attacking your house.
Oh man, all in my pool. They definitely took my pool up. I understand it. It was like you see on Facebook. It was about like 3 weeks straight. People was like thinking it was a prank. I found the raccoon dead in my pool for some reason. I don't understand it. Like, I really don't understand how they tried to get in my pool and swim. Like,
y'all don't pay no bills here, bro.
Right, no bills, constantly. And I just cleaned my water out, and the raccoon I ain't even posted this one. Like, so y'all know it's a raccoon in my pool. Next, I got it out. I called my neighbor to come get it out because I ain't want to mess with it. Got the pool cleaned out, water cleaned out. 2 days later, another raccoon dead in my pool. All right. Okay, probably was looking for his sibling or whoever was in there. Get that. So I put pesticide out there, did all what I can do to try to prevent it. A week later, a raccoon, a cat, and a squirrel was dead in my pool. I got footage. So I feel like somebody was either playing with me because it's just unheard of.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I said, this is unusual behavior.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
So after that, but this was like, they scratched my pool up, man. They put a hole in my pool. They threw the pool walls up. It was trying to get out, I guess. So I was like, it's nothing in there they should want. And Yeah, I don't know. It was hot outside, but yeah, they on my pool with some.
Backstrokes.
Try to take some backstrokes. I wouldn't mind they did it and got out of there, but they messed my pool
Don't
up.
die my pool, bro.
Yes.
What's the dumbest purchase you ever made?
Oh my goodness. The dumbest thing, and it's big, it's got to be big or small. Do it matter?
Whatever you want.
All right. A car. I bought this one car. Yeah, I bought a, what kind of car was that? But I know I took it right back. I bought an Equinox.
That's the worst thing you can't buy.
Right.
Yeah, Chevy Equinox is a bad car.
Paid for it cash. I have 4 cars in my house already. I seen the sale, I bought it. I left the lot. As soon as I left the lot, not too long, probably an hour later, check engine light pop on. I ain't even gonna say the car lot. It was on Ridge Road in Gary, Indiana. Check engine light came on. All kind of weird junk got the going off. Like all the bells and whistles was over with. And I just had to just get it. I think I told them to give me a title loan for it and just cash it out. Yep. So that was like the stupidest thing ever. I paid cash for it too. Probably like $6 grand.
6,000? Sheesh.
It was through. It was a limit.
What's the craziest thing you heard about yourself online?
That I sell drugs. I told my friend about this yesterday. Somebody was saying to me, so, you know, everybody know I'm a preacher, I'm a pastor, and I dress a certain way. If you see, I wear jewelry, my Jordans on, I dress how I dress. You know what I mean? I don't feel like that since my title, I have to wear a suit and tie all day. For what? Just like a doctor walking around with scrubs all day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even a uniform. It's just something that we polish ourselves up with. But, you know, I'm a 34-year-old man. I can wear what I want to wear. I can wear pajamas. I want to wear pajamas. If I want to wear Jordans, I want to wear sandals. If I walk out here with some FUBU on, y'all be laughing at me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, y'all like what y'all like. I like what I like. I ain't walk around here with my pants halfway down, you know, with no shirts off. So, somebody was telling somebody, I think that he sells drugs.
That's messed
I said, wow, okay.
And I feel like even if you've polished yourself so well.
This ain't go. Nah, you so silly, nah. But like they watch so many movies of ghosts and shows. Like I don't operate like that. Like God been too good to me. Why would I want to say him poison the streets? And so I'm tired of preaching these young boys friends who's overdosing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't paying me to preach some eulogies. So,
nah, for real. Why would I contribute?
Why would I contribute some stuff, you know what I'm saying, that's giving me burdens and making me stressed out? Mama's crying, I got to deal with these families fighting over you and your body. Like, for what? It's not worth it. So, I don't play like that. But yeah, I keep hearing that stuff, like, often. It's crazy. So, I don't sell drugs to nobody. Really, I don't. I sell hope, not dope.
I like that. Put that on the shirt. All right, what's your message to the world?
Man, my message to the world is, man, love each other. Man, love is the most powerful tool ever. I mean, it's free. You don't have to go to the store and buy it. You don't have to go on Amazon and order it. It's in your heart. Man, place it in your heart.
All right, man, let the people know where they can find you at.
Find me at Butta the Preacher on Instagram, Butta the Preacher on Facebook, Michael Watson on Facebook, and Butta the Preacher on YouTube, and also Google in your Google engine, Butta the Preacher. You'll see all the updated news and new things to come, man. So follow your boy at Butta the Preacher, BUTTATHE, Preacher with the ER at the end. I'll get with y'all. Love y'all.